Hello, it's Dr. Ford once again, and in this video I will be walking you through the steps to successfully complete Project 2. So we'll begin by viewing the Project 2 instructions document, as you can see here. This project involves you actively participating in psychology. Active learning is a way to enhance learning, making longer-lasting connections in your brain about the concepts being learned. So when you learn actively, you retain more of the course content for a longer time compared to the more common passive type of learning, which is just listening to a teacher or just reading materials in a textbook. The first thing you will do is to browse through the active learning projects that I have made available for you. So I'm skipping down here, and we are going to click this link for our active learning projects. A good way to quickly browse the active learning topics is to view the outline. If it's closed, just click on this little side button on the left side, and it will open up the tabs. And in doing so, you will see that I have listed the projects by topic, which correlate very well to the chapters in our textbook. I've got a biological psychology project to begin with, as well as some on sensation and perception. So even though we did not formally cover sensation and perception in our class, I still think there are lots of things that you can learn from doing these types of projects. So take some time to quickly read through the projects. I like just clicking on the tabs on the side. However, you could do that or just keep scrolling. Some of the projects you can do yourself. For example, you could do the video tutorial of a technique to study the living brain. So that's what I consider a solo project, quote unquote. However, there are some other ones that involve you recruiting friends or family. For example, in the sensation and perception list, you could do the Stroop test on several friends or family members. And if you're not familiar with the Stroop test, you can see here, I've got this linked that involves looking at the names of colors followed by reading them out loud. The control is very simple. And then the test card can be much harder. So reading the word red when it is highlighted in yellow can be a little tricky. You should see differences in timing for doing these different tasks. So as I mentioned, there are plenty of topics here. You could even try out meditation. This is another good solo project. Or you can keep a dream diary. Once again, another good solo project. So once you've selected your project, make sure that you follow all of the instructions. Go back to the instruction document here, so that when you get ready to do your project itself, you have everything that you need. So this project has several sections, just like Project 1. And in terms of Project 1, sections 1 and 3 are very similar. So I think all of you should do well on these two sections. So the first section is an introduction. You'll tell me what your project is about and why you selected it. That is, what did you find interesting about this project, or what did you hope to learn from it? Once again, this is a very short intro, about 25 words. Section 2 is the main part of the project, and it will vary depending on which project you select. So make sure that you follow the project instructions, because I will specify in the project instructions exactly what you need to include in Section 2. For example, now that we're back in the project list, if you selected the Making the Grade project, you will need to interview 2 friends, and you will not only include their answers, but you will make a comparison of their study techniques. So you will include all of the above information in Section 2 of your project submission. So once again, make sure that you've read the project description thoroughly and that you include everything that needs to be included in Section 2 of the project write-up. And then Section 3 is your wrap-up, your conclusion. How did you feel about doing this activity? What opinions do you have concerning the psychological content? What did you learn? Now, let's move along to the format of your project. So, just like Project 1, you have an option to write it up as a paper that is a document, or you could do a slideshow or an audio clip. So let me just show you what that would look like really quickly. For my example here, I chose to do the meditation project. And this is in the paper format. You can see in my introduction section, that's all you need. This is my complete section 1. And in Section 2, I did skip this part because several students like to do this project option. So I'm hoping that you'll answer these questions yourself and not copy anything that I would have written here. You wouldn't do that, would you? Anyway, but then in Section 3, this section is complete. And notice that I have a references section. So depending on what your project is, you may be required to cite your sources. And once again, those details would be listed within the specific project itself. And of course, going back to the project instructions document, you'll see that I have a link to an APA citation doc, which helps you to format your citations. So going to this link takes you to my citation doc, which shows you how to cite an ebook such as our textbook, a web page, a TV series, or YouTube or other streaming video. And of course, I reference my sources for this reference document. Anyway, finally, please make sure that you double check the criteria for success, and this will show you that most of your points are going to be earned from Section 2, so please make sure you do that properly. Section 1 is worth 20%, and then Section 3 is worth 30. So some of those points could include the references if it is needed. And You'll see down here that this grading form is what you will receive on Moodle as your project feedback. You should be used to seeing this from Project 1, so this will look very similar. Well, that's it. I hope that you enjoy actively learning about psychology, and as always, reach out to me if you have any questions.